You were born perfect. If I were speaking of anyone else, that would be hyperbole. But we both know that isn't the case for you. Your mother, Joanna, was in the business of surpassing limits. Unfortunately, the subject of genetic engineering is lined with caution tape and regulations. But you can get away with a lot when you have a lab in the basement. After producing one son the old-fashioned way as a control group of sorts, Dr. Hawthorne began work on what she hoped would be her greatest achievement. A perfect child with enhanced strength, durability, and IQ, a creation made to surpass limits. You were a year's worth of careful planning, research, and strange, unauthorized test tube chemicals. Finally, on the 6th of the 5th moon, 1315, you were born. Within weeks, you were walking and talking, adapting to everything put in front of you with ease. By the time you got to school age, you were really something special.
What didn't I do in school? I was set to become valedictorian. I had piles of scholarships and letters practically begging me to go to their schools.
Correct. But that was never enough for your mom, was it?
No. It never was. There was always a bigger step after the last. It felt like I just had to keep moving, and sometimes
you fell behind.
Yeah. And God's the shit she'd do because of it. Staying under ice baths for minutes at a time, and staying in borderline scorching saunas. It was either freezing or cooking. Most people can't handle that kind of stuff. But she said I could. And I did.
That doesn't make it okay.
I can bounce back. I always do.
Yes, I suppose you do. But there's more to it than that. Military-level workouts when you were 10. High school-level studies for you to pore over when you were already physically exhausted. Every moment was dedicated to your progress, to the point where there was room for nothing else. No close friends, no close family. Even your own brother was kept away from you. If there was anyone else in the room, it was only for comparison.
That was always the goal. She would say, be the best person in the room, then be better. That alone got me into my fair share of fights. But it was all part of training.
Training for what?
For...
Right. On the 7th of the 6th moon, 1331, the Second Pan-Contra War began. No one could agree on who started it, but I suppose that doesn't matter so much as the people who were drafted. Your father and brother were both called, and 3 months later, only your brother returned. Losing a parent is never easy, but of course your mother had a way of twisting it. The Hawthorns had always been soldiers after all, and a hero's death was a good one. Your father was gone and your brother had proven lesser, but you would be better than any of them. You would be the ultimate soldier, the crown jewel of the family legacy. All you had to do was prepare for it.
It was all about them. About Jonathan, Regis, Ephraim, the greatest of the lineage, you know? The next 2 years of my life, I was made to train even harder so I could enlist when I turned 18. But
you never made it that far. 7th day of the 4th moon, 1334. The enemy attacked your hometown in the night. They burned or killed anyone and everything in sight. Your home was engulfed in flames. Your mother and brother were trapped inside. They were all you had left in the world, and of course you got them out, even if it came at a price.
I had to save them. If I couldn't save them, how was I supposed to serve?
Well, you couldn't have both. The roof collapsed. When you came to, the doctors gave you the news.
I'd never walk again.
Right. Things kind of blur at that point. You got some visits, some acquaintances, your math teacher. Your brother came around a lot, makes sense. You did save his life. Your mother, however, was nowhere to be seen. You recovered in a hospital room, mostly on your own, made your way through 6 months of physical therapy, and learned to use a wheelchair.
Funny enough, first day they brought that in, I threw it into the hallway. I was so sure I'd get up and walk again on my own, no matter what. Eventually, I had to come to terms with what happened.
Which meant you had to think about your mom.
For a while, I was wondering if my mother actually died. My brother was just trying to soften the news as time went on.
But she didn't. And 1 week before you were set to be released, she showed up in your hospital room.
I mean, you saw how that went down. The way she looked at me, the way she spoke to me. It wasn't just the usual hard-ass behavior that I got from her. There was a gentle and bitter rage. And then I never saw her again. Just like that. She was gone.
It hurt, but you had to move on. All you'd wanted to do was enlist, but after the accident, the military wouldn't take you. With nowhere else to go, you moved in with your brother.
You'd think throwing two people with superiority and inferiority issues in a room together would work out. Yeah, our relationship was rocky. He longed for what I had, but he didn't know a single fucking thing about it. He didn't know the cost of it all.
And you felt like you were costing him a lot. It'd be hard not to feel that way. He was 20 and his life had barely gotten started, and here you were unable to do most of what you'd been able to do by yourself.
I tried to do anything that I could to help. We had to find somewhere to live with Dad gone and Mom out of the picture. It's not exactly easy for someone like me to find work. It wasn't enough.
Of course it wasn't. You were supposed to be the best person in the room, and now you never would be again. It didn't matter that there were other options. Prosthetics or magic to help you regain some mobility. Therapists to help your dwindling mental state. You never needed help before. Who are you to ask it now?
Funny to assume I even know how to ask.
Yeah, so you didn't. The world was ending all around you, and all you could do was sit in your room.
I got so tired of sitting.
Yeah. So you got some pills.
Took them. And then waited.
And I was there.
How did that whole conversation happen again?
I don't really... Here. Let me show you. Well, this seems like a waste, don't you think?
How did you get in my room?
A petty detail for a god. I'm sure your answers will be much more interesting. How are those pills treating you?
Well, not dead yet. Why do you care?
Because with all the window shopping you did, I'm surprised this is what you went with. There are quicker options, though I wouldn't recommend any of them. Regret always sets in about halfway down.
Well, in case you haven't noticed, it's a little hard to kick a chair out from under me or jump off a cliff.
Alright, fair point. Still, this is a pretty sorry ending for someone like you.
Are you some kind of inner demon trying to get the last word in or something?
God, my head hurts. My apologies. Let me fix that. What the fuck? Ta-da! True health starts with your inner demon or whatever. Ooh, looks like you solved that puzzle you were stuck on. You're a smart one.
Put my shit down.
Why? You were about to shit off the mortal coil anyway.
Are you deaf?
Not quite.
Soul Reaper?
No.
Diabolos?
Please, I have class.
God?
I mean, I'm a god. Not the Ladracian one you're thinking of. We'll go with, Dark God for now.
Wow, you came straight out of a teen horror story.
Wow, you're sassing someone who could turn you inside out with a finger snap. How very big of you.
Is that one of the faster options you were talking about?
No, but I also don't think any of those options are what you actually want. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
Okay. Well, do you mind if I die first, and then you take my soul to whatever place, play a little game of chess maybe, then talk?
Be honest with yourself. Do you really want to die?
I'm just tired.
Yeah. It's exhausting, isn't it? Being human. Especially being you. Carrying so much potential on those shoulders. A shame to waste that.
You sound just like my mother.
I mean, she had her points, didn't she? You were meant to be everything. The best in the room. And now, here we are.
Can you just get on with what you wanted to say? Unless this is what you wanted to say, in which case just push me down the fucking stairs while you're at it.
What if I told you you could have all that potential back? That it's not too late? That there's another option?
I'm not looking for prosthetics.
You're speaking to a god. Think a little bigger, sweetie. I can offer you anything you desire. Any want, any wish. You could walk again with your own 2 feet.
Any wish?
Any wish. Not for free, of course, but anything your heart desires.
I've read enough shit to know how this goes. What's the catch? What's your price?
Oh, nothing much. I mean, your soul in a sense, but you were planning on giving that up anyway, and it's more of a loan. I have this little game. I'm playing against a particularly tough opponent. All you have to do is go to sleep for a while so you can get through this war, and I'll wake you up so you can do a few things for me, and eventually your debt's paid and you can go back to being a free man.
So it isn't permanent?
Nope. Well, whatever you wish for will be, but the price? Well, a debt is a debt, and this one, fortunately, doesn't come with an interest rate or anything. I'm just borrowing you for a little bit in exchange for whatever your heart desires. That's not much, right?
So, you are playing a game, and what, you need pawns?
Yeah, basically.
And if I do that for a little bit, I can have whatever I want when I'm done.
That's right.
Yeah, that seems fair. Time for time, eye for an eye. Okay, what do I do next?
Well, just tell me your wish, and we can proceed from there.
That's a hell of a question. I wouldn't be in this situation if she was proud of me. Legs or not, I just wanted to be proud of me. That's my wish. Where do I sign?
Oh, no need to sign anything. Just take my hand.
That doesn't sound legally binding.
It's adorable how you think mortal laws apply here. Your hand?
You don't even need my name?
I've known who you were before you were even born. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Shit. It was that easy, huh? For this? I sold my soul for that? What, did you need some kind of sob story to put in your little game? Is that what this is?
Well, yes, I did. My thing is stories, and yours was, well, it hit my whole thing at the time.
Why did you stop me? You should have just let me die.
No, that would have been a waste, and you didn't want to die anyway. Not really.
No, you just let me sell my soul for someone who didn't even want me in the first place? Why would she? You heard it. They heard it. I was reckless, wasteful, flushing years and years down the drain for what? To play hero? I'm nothing. Worthless. All I did was waste time. I'm a fucking parasite. I deserve it. I deserve to suffer.
No, you don't deserve to suffer, because you didn't need to make that wish in the first place. Even a god can't force a person to feel a certain way. I could give you your legs back and your house and your life, and it still wouldn't be enough for her.
So I wasted my wish?
Not necessarily. There's still more to this story, but... come on, look at me. Look at me, come on. It's not really my story to tell. Here. Read this.
A man of simple jobs, never needing anything fancy. A day's work and a nice drink was enough to get by for John Smith. This is mine.
Yeah. It's yours. It's pretty good, actually. Turns out you're decent at writing a sympathetic everyman. And that's not all you're good at. Come on, there's more.
Okay, let's see. There's there's Vamrier. That's an old one.
Oh, even I barely remember that one, to be honest.
Is Eli and there's Squibble.
Oh God, Arya does not like that one. I should warn you, she is really uncomfortable with him.
Oh God, she saw that?
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh no. Oh God, what the fuck was Big Brain?
Oh, you know, I was hoping I would get that answer from you. Do you not have an answer for Big Brain?
If I'm completely honest with you, I was high as shit at 3 a.m. while writing that one.
It all makes sense now. I see.
I can't. Shit. I guess I was a writer, huh?
You are a writer now. You're a lot of things, actually. Amazing what you can do once you actually have free time. You learned to play a couple instruments, you got pretty into board games, you had friends. You found whole worlds inside of novels and plays, things you never would have been allowed to touch before. You found pieces of what makes you Nathaniel Hawthorne. Not an experiment or some super soldier or a problem for your brother. Just you.
Why did I throw that away?
It's easy to get caught up in your head. I know it's so easy to get caught up in your head. It's easy to feel overwhelmed or that you're not enough, especially when you've been told that your whole life. You want that approval you never got, and barring that, you want it out. But as long as you're still somewhere, you have the chance to find your own approval. So, I don't know, maybe that's why you're here. I can't really answer that part for you.
I didn't want to die. I wanted to live, and I was living. I just didn't see it that way.
Well, everyone needs a wake-up call sometimes. I'm glad you made the wish. I'm glad you were still willing to want something.
To be fair, I did kind of think I was humoring a hallucination at first.
I like to think I'm a very well-spoken hallucination. Can I make a new wish? No, your wish is kinda already done.
I wish for 3 wishes.
Can't wish for 3 wishes.
I wish I could.
I'm not a fucking genie now, what the fuck?
So, what happens now?
Good question. I'm not really sure how to end things on a positive note.
You have a formula, don't you? Come on, you're a writer.
I mean, right, but I'm trying to break out of things a little bit. I've been doing a thing for a while, and I'm trying to change it up. I guess I could do something simple. Let's see. You have your backstory. We've completed an arc here. You need a title.
The title?
Yeah, everyone has one.
Nathaniel Jacob Hawthorne.
It's not a title. It's just your name.
Strongman?
No. What?
How about Atlas?
Atlas is a bad one.
Wait. Hear me out on this one. Maybe like an analogy or a pun on paraplegic.
We'll give you the writer.
I can settle on the writer.
Excellent. I suppose we'll consider this matter concluded, shall we? Let's go meet everyone outside.